I found this huge feather on our run. It's a goose feather.
My heart is my heart.
1, 2, 3.
Yesterday at the coffee shop, we were talking to Larry, the owner, who is the one that kind of hired Dev to work there. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking having our first child go out into the actual workplace and get a job. It's like, dang, I guess we're gonna find out like how our parenting is and stuff. But he said the funniest thing. He said, oh, she's awesome. I knew she would be. But then he said, oh, she has such amazing attention to detail, which is so funny because Cammie and I are always yelling at her for that. I think probably me especially, because compared to some of our other kids and compared to our standard, her attention to detail is not one of the things we are really excited about around here. So when Larry said this, I feel like I have a few choices. One is to be like, oh, well, maybe she's just giving him more detail at the coffee shop than she does at home. Or maybe they hire such losers over there that compared to them, she has detail. But there's another choice that I'm really like strongly trying to consider, which is maybe we're like too harsh on these things. Oh, is it that time already? No, I got 6 minutes. Leave me alone. I'm enjoying my coffee right now.
You have 2 minutes. Your clock.
What? No way. Look, look at my iPhone time. It's 8:55.
8:58 on my iPhone. Oh, weird.
Okay, you have some Israeli iPhone. We're in America. I think there's a possibility that we're actually too strict with her and how we see, or critical about how she sees detail or how we see details. So that's one of the benefits of sending our kids out and being open to hearing outside feedback.
Immediately what I felt when I heard that was, oh wow, I think my standard of detail is so high.
That's what you thought first off? I was like, oh, there must be some mistake
No,
here.
no, no, I was like, oh, I think I've been too, my bar has been too high, I think.
אני לומדת עברית.
אני לומדת עברית.
אני אוהבת ללמוד.
אני אוהבת ללמוד.
אני מתקדמת במהירות.
ואני מתקדמת במהירות.
יופי טופי סבבה.
יופי טופי סבבה.
You guys are the best students in the world. Okay, you guys have your group 3 page?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna learn 4 more letters or words that go in that group.
We just finished our Hebrew lesson. We did all these family words, which was kind of crazy. Our Hebrew teacher today is dressed half like Bruce Springsteen and half like Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
But now we're starting music lessons right away. Okay, this is really exciting. My sister who lives next door right there is
Maybe in labor? Who knows? I'm having contractions about 5 to 10 minutes apart, and this is my first time, so I've never done this.
Cammie's here, she knows how to do it. You just like push and stuff.
Yeah, it's super reassuring to have someone who's done it before. Stay relaxed.
So if you had to guess, when do you think the baby's gonna be born?
Hopefully in the next week.
When's your due date?
A week from today. So I've got 7 days before my due date. So we'll see.
If you had to guess, when do you think?
I think it's gonna be in the next couple days at least. Could be today, but next couple.
Keep it up. It's time for Q&A.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, things are getting exciting. We're supposed to go on a double date tonight with some friends that we met on our Israel trip, but my sister's contractions are getting more intense and labor's picking up. So we're like trying to decide whether to go out or stay close by.
Yeah. It's nice that it's just at their house, which is right next door to us. That makes it super chill.
Tonight we're gonna do something kind of like the last Q&A. It went really well, and my deal with you guys, I guess, is as long as you guys keep on asking interesting and intense questions. I don't have much patience for like the shallow, I don't mean to call it shallow, I don't know, whatever, the surface level ones where it's like, I don't want to give a bad example because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but the more intense the better, let's put it that way. And we're going to take our time answering them, so this is going to be a longer video. And like last time, if one of you guys wouldn't mind putting the time code and the questions down below, that way other people can go down and find the questions that they're interested in and skip right to them, and then everyone else thumbs up that comment so it comes to the top. Thank you for doing it last time. Odd Namba asks, Cami, did you ever pump with any of your kids? How did you do date nights?
I only really pumped with Devin Eden because I was in nursing school on clinical days, 2 days a week. And then for date nights, we brought the baby when the baby was really small. And then when the baby got a little older, we just stayed out for 2 or 3 hours and then would come home.
Glory to Glory asks, what YouTube channels do you guys follow and enjoy? Ooh, 2 separate questions, follow and enjoy? Not many, but these are the ones, we'll try and do an order of what we probably watch the most often. I hate to admit it, but you know what? It's probably Casey Neistat is number 1.
Probably.
Then number 2 is H3H3.
I actually probably like H3H3 better than Casey.
But they don't put out videos as often.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why. Then number 3 is possibly Philip DeFranco.
Yeah.
Then number 4 is PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Then number 5.
Boogie.
Oh, Boogie2988.
Yeah.
Number 6 is, this is another one that's kind of hard to admit, Logan Paul. Some people's channels we watch just because we feel like it's really relevant to the
culture,
and to the platform, so we learn a lot from them.
From that, yeah.
We've watched even a few Jake Paul videos. That's really embarrassing. We kind of like hate watch those.
Yeah.
Runner up. Let's give a few runners up. Roaming Millennial.
Oh yeah.
You guys watch Schmovies a lot. I don't really watch it as much, but our kids watch a lot of Schmovies.
Yeah, and I do. I've like watched this family called Jess Fam here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we answered that question honestly. What do the kids want to become when they grow up? Dang it, I wish they were here. They're all at the baseball game right now. What I find interesting whenever I ask them this question is they say things like mom or wife or husband or aunts and uncles.
Seven's really into the whole video vlogging scene.
He says that, but he's the only person I've heard say anything besides be a family,
right,
a role in a family.
That role. Yeah, I don't really think we've inundated our kids with a lot of like job titles, like fireman or baseball player or nurse. Or
they talk a lot about where they want to live, and they all say they want to live on this block, and they talk about, oh, you're going to live 2 houses down, and we're going to play, because we own like 6 houses on this block, with that plan in mind, so.
Katie Callan 76 says, what would you do if any of your children told you they are gay or transgender? Would you be supportive, or would it take a while to accept it? I don't really see the
those two things, supportive and accepting, as contradictory of each other. I think if I were to be honest, it would take a while to accept, because I've known this child as a boy or a girl their whole life, and for them to tell me, no, I'm different now, it would take a while. Or if I've known them as a boy, thinking in my head, okay, you're gonna like girls or get married to a girl, it would take a while to accept that that's like where they're at and what they're feeling. And I think you can like be in that process of trying to accept them for what they're going through and still be supportive.
I mean, the question you ask is, what would you do if our kids told us that? I think the answer is like nothing. I don't think there is anything to do. Like, just love them just the way we love them. And I mean, it's like the same thing we're always doing.
Try to understand them and like...
Yeah, but that's all stuff that we do now. So nothing really changes for us. You know, we practice this. We've run through this scenario quite a bit, actually, Cami and I. For the last, I would say, 5 or 10 years, we've asked this question, what if one of our kids is gay? Mm-hmm. And the reason why we asked that was because for us, growing up, that would be the thing that would be the hardest thing for us to accept. I guess transgender is probably like the new harder thing because the culture we were raised in. And we asked these questions like, would we go to their wedding? Would we dance with them at their wedding? Mm-hmm. How would we treat them? Would we treat them differently? We've talked again about how the most important child to love is the one that seems the least lovable and the hardest for us to love. That's the most important. If you can't love that child, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you love the ones that are easy to love. It doesn't matter whether I think choices are destructive or beneficial or what. When it comes to accepting somebody, I feel like we have had some practice with this. We have gay family members, some that we're very close with, and others that we love very dearly, and they've told us about like their secrets or whatever. We also have practice with our kids sharing information with us about their imperfections or their struggles, their difficulties, or ways that they're different, and we just say thank you for sharing. We're not like trying to fix them or change them or make them more like us.
Maggie Ellie 23 asks, curious about favorite family dinners. We do a lot of pasta, like spaghetti, Mizithra and cheese, Alfredo sauce,
Caesar salad,
salmon, especially on our Shabbat nights, steak.
Like a lot of steak you can get for $6 or $7 a pound, and it's I think it's pretty healthy, and it's actually fairly cheap.
If we're at Costco, I'll grab some rotisserie chickens, and that'll be our dinner for the night.
We do a lot of eggs. We did cut down on most breads. You do a lot of cigars. There's this stuff called Zatarans, like black beans and rice, that you can get in the dry food section. That's one of our favorite items. You can toss hot dogs in there.
Yeah.
It's like the new mac and cheese.
Yeah. Aden Amba asks, Ben, what editing software do you use? How long does it take to export, upload generally?
We use Final Cut Pro X. It's like the Apple editing software that costs like $300. I would say it probably takes about an hour to export, upload, and title the videos.
Ariana Claudia asks, what is your philosophy on teen dating and relationships?
Well, people mean different things by dating. Some people mean like it's a guy and a girl hanging out. I'm fine with that. Some people mean it like involves romance, like sexuality, like either fuzzy warm feelings or exclusivity or holding hands or having sex. I'm not cool with that. My simple thing is, like, that I believe, is you can't practice romance or marital exclusivity outside of marital exclusivity. Yeah, it's not like you practice a bunch of short romances and then someday you're gonna be a better husband or wife. I guess that's what I'm saying. So I'm fine with our kids having friendships, but until they're actually saying that they're ready to get married, I think dating is like this pointless cultural weird endeavor where it's like you're just playing house.
So we probably encourage our kids to bring that person they're interested in around our family more, and we try to include them.
Well, we haven't done this at all yet.
But we haven't done that yet, so this is all like theoretical at this point. E. McIntyre Brandt asks, Ben, my husband and I share your love of dumpster diving. Rescued food makes up 80% of our diet. Why did you stop your trash eating ways?
It brings up such a sore spot because I didn't want to stop.
You sold out?
I stopped because I felt like I couldn't afford to do it anymore, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but at least at the time, I was making like $1 million a year, and I was like, had to be up for these phone calls, and the best time to dumpster dive was at like 1 a.m. So I'm like going through other people's trash at 1 a.m. and I'm super tired, and Cammie hated it. And I was like, financially, it made so much more sense to me to even like have groceries delivered. So there got to be a point where I just couldn't like justify it anymore because it took so long, and it was like time away from the family and things like that. I almost thought about hiring my personal assistant at the time to do it just because I remember so much good stuff being there. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I'm gonna take this moment to show you guys some of the stuff that I pulled out of the dumpster in my dumpster diving days.
Kelly Sam Samantha asks, are any of your kids interested in going to trade school or college when they are done with homeschool?
I haven't heard them mention it at all. Eden's mentioned nursing.
Yeah, Eden's maybe the only one. L'Oreal 2 asks, in the live stream you mentioned that your social circle has decreased in the past year. Do you ever find yourselves lonely and missing the fellowship with others?
Yes, all the time. In a way, I think we were like, almost like relationship addicts, where there was this level of closeness that we wanted with people, where we were actually willing to sacrifice health.
And we manufactured it, we realized.
And we were willing to like just totally pick up the slack and do anything almost just to get a relationship, just to get a hit. And it actually sacrificed long-term health. So when you take that thing away, there's this giant void inside of me. It's like, oh.
That we're still figuring out how to fill in a healthier way.
I think it's actually like normal life. But for us, it felt like we were lonely all the time.
Yeah.
I felt like we were doing something wrong.
Adam Enjoy Plus 7 asks, do you have a specific set time for your kids to have a quiet devotional time on their own? I'm trying to get my kids to spend more time in God's Word, but I don't want to push them away by requiring them to do it. We do have a set time in the morning on weekdays from 8 to 8:30.
8:30 to 9.
No, from 8:30 to 9.
Breakfast is from 8 to 8:30. Quiet time is 8:30 and 9. And I felt that way.
Yeah.
That you felt. I didn't want to require it. But I realized if you don't require it, then no kid is naturally going to learn to sit and meditate, pray, read, write.
But we let them like journal, and honestly some of our kids just journal.
Well, yeah, I think the thing that we've done to help with the required feeling is to give them a different options of activities that they can choose. So reading different books that we've provided, writing, having a Bible there. For the younger ones, they can even like draw.
Yeah.
But we don't say you have to read Isaiah 68 right now.
The Nichols Bunch asks, I have recently started observing Shabbat. I'm researching how to do food preparation on the Sabbath. Do I cook? Am I to refrain from cooking meals?
We're going to answer what we do, not like the proper way or what Jews do or whoever else in the world does it their own way. We get an incredible amount of comfort from the statement that Jesus made about Shabbat or Sabbath, which is that Sabbath is here for us, we're not here for Sabbath. So what that means to us is, once we understand what it's for, which is to get rest from our heart and from our hands, so it's from actual physical work and from the things we feel like we ought to do, then it's like there's a ton of freedom in how you celebrate it. So yeah, we cook, but we also prepare and buy things ahead of time that are gonna be less, more celebratory, more restful, and less work. So we spend extra money, we spend probably some extra time and deliberation planning these things, and then we don't feel bad about like, I mean, some people have like really strict rules about you can't flush the toilet or you can't push the button on the elevator. And like, I get that, but that's not what Shabbat is for us. That's not what it's about. It's something we enjoy and celebrate, not something we feel bound to. In the beginning, I think it's more important that you do it than you do it right.
Yeah.
That's what helped us. So yeah, in the beginning we ordered pizza, we ordered Chinese food, and it reinforced it in a positive way because it's so hard to claim. Like you're reclaiming an entire culture, you know? I mean, we're so dang busy as Americans, especially on weekends, that to kick busyness in the balls and to even like try and rest, I mean, it takes so much work. Are you kidding me? Much less, I mean, we used to feel like we have to say the Hebrew phrases and the prayers and do these certain kinds of, it was a nightmare for us.
Now we just study Hebrew 5 days a week. So.
Thanks for all your questions, guys. We're gonna go check out Seven's baseball game, and then we're gonna go on this double date, and we're gonna be on call if my sister goes into heavier labor. So next time we see you, we might have a new nephew or niece living next door.
Nephew.
I hope these Q&As, longer ones, are still helpful. Please continue to leave comments on the length, and if you guys find this. I was really blown away by the last one, so that's why we're like, we're gonna do it again. And that way, those of you that are like, hey, I want more of this, you can get more. And those that don't want more, you like close it and you go watch Logan Paul or something like that. That's what we do.
No shame here, no shame here.